Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Jamel from Fantasy Life, and today we're going to be talking about the Invisibility Cloak, one of the most used tactics in Titanfall 2. And in my opinion, it's a very good tactic to use, and it's good for most game modes. It doesn't completely make you invisible, but what it does is it obscures your how can I say this? It obscures your appearance just long enough to make an opponent second guess if that was a person there or not. So it gives you that slight advantage when people run past and they'll look a certain way, they'll look to continue going, and then they realize, oh crap, there was somebody there. And they turn around, but by then you're already hosing them down with whatever shotgun, submachine gun, assault rifle, light machine gun, handgun you are currently using. But we're going to take this opportunity to break it down. So what we're going to do in this particular video is we are going to basically time how long it takes for the cloak to last, how long it'll cloak you, as well as how long it takes to come back so you can then use it again. And we are first going to start off. I just want you guys to see this. I do not have the power cell on now. The purpose of a power cell is to, make the cooldown faster. I don't have that. So when that clock hits 9, we are going to test this out. Here we go. It's go time, baby. It's go time. Whew, it's go time. It's go time. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Gone. So I'm cloaked. It's running down. It's running down. It's running down. So it's been 10 seconds now. It's actually longer than the holo pilots. Holo pilots only last 10 seconds. So it lasts about 15 seconds when you're cloaked. So from that time, let's see how long it takes to regen. Well, regen. Cool down. Cool down. That's what I said. You didn't hear me say regen. I said cool down. All right. So we're at about 15 seconds. So it takes about 20 seconds to come back after you have already used it. And that's without using the power cell. Now let's use power cell. See what's up. See what's up. Go time, baby. It's go time. Here we go. Ah! I'm invisible. I'm a ninja. Nobody can see me. Nobody can see me. You would have to have the shotgun gun in order to see me. And even then, you still can't see me. I don't like that. So it still disappears in about 15 seconds, but how long does it take for us to get it back? Does look like it's charging up a bit faster than it did the last time. It is charging up a lot faster. So 15 seconds. So that's actually pretty cool. So when you use the invisibility cloak, not only do you have it for 15 seconds, so you can do what you need to do and you have 15 seconds to do it, it'll come back in 15 seconds. So the time it takes for you to use it up is the time it takes for it to basically come back. And that's really cool. And I'm beginning to see a pattern, because what it does is it reduces the amount of cooldown time by 5 seconds. And if I'm not mistaken, when I did it with the holo pilots, it did the same thing. It reduced it by about 5 seconds. I think it went from around 11 to 12 seconds to 17 to 18 seconds when you're not using the power cell for the holo pilots. So now we're gonna get into some gameplay on how you should be using the invisibility cloak, and that's actually going to be done via some clips that I already have pre-recorded, and I'm going to be talking over those clips. So let's do it. Gentlemen, the invisibility cloak is one of the most powerful tacticals in this particular game. It can be used in multiple situations and can be utilized in almost every game mode without fail. I highly recommend using this, just period. There are certain game modes in which it is used a lot better in, but that doesn't defeat the fact that you can use it in any game mode. Now, the game modes I would highly recommend using this in is, one is, of course, amped hardpoint. That would probably be the more logical game mode to use it in, but you can also use it in game modes like skirmish and pilot v pilot. And the other game mode I also recommend using it in is bounty hunt, particularly when the banks are open. When the banks is open, you can head to the bank, go invisible and kind of camp at the bank, so when people come to deposit their money, you can then pop out and shoot them. Now this, again, is one of the most powerful tactics in the game, and because of that, it has suffered the wrath of the nerf. Yes, this ability has been nerfed, and I agree, it needed to be nerfed. This was a very, very powerful ability, especially when the game came out. Before, when this game came out, you were basically invisible no matter what. Now, some of the nerfs that has happened is when you use your gun, you actually come out of your invisibility. Now, that wasn't the case when the game first came out. When it first came out, you can be invisible and still use your gun and stay invisible. Now you use your gun, it'll take you out of your invisibility, and you have to wait for that cooldown to happen before you can use your invisibility cloak again. Now, if you melee somebody while invisible, you do not lose your cloak. You still have your cloak if you melee them while invisible. What makes this tactical so powerful is that you're, for the most part, invisible. Now, you're not completely invisible. You do have a shimmer. But if you're standing in one place, that shimmer is a lot less noticeable. And that's why I recommend using this in game modes like Bounty Hunt and Hardpoint, where you can be at a particular spot and just camp there, and you become a lot less notable, and your shimmer is a lot less noticeable. Now, if you move, then your shimmer becomes a lot more noticeable, and it is easier for people to see you and then gun you down. Now, another positive to being invisible is that a lot of AIs don't see you. So the AI grunts will not see you while you're invisible, as well as the AI titans, as well as the pilot turret. The pilot, you can literally run up to the pilot turret and melee it, and it will not shoot you. Just pray that you don't have a friendly pilot behind you, because it will gun you down while trying to kill the enemy pilot behind you. So the biggest benefit to this invisibility is to get to certain areas without being noticed. This is also very effective when trying to rodeo a Titan. Most people in the Titans will not see you unless you're basically in their face and jumping in their face, then they will see the shimmer. But most people in Titans will have a very, very difficult time seeing you, which makes it a little bit easier for you to rodeo them. This also helps for when you take their battery, as you would still be invisible and the only thing they will see is the green glow of the particular battery, but it is concealed a little bit more. This tactical also gives you that split second during a gun battle to help you win that gun battle, as most people, when they see you, are not sure if you are a pilot or just a figment of their imaginations. There's been so many times where I'm sitting in the corner and a pilot will just run past me and then turn around and start shooting because they notice, holy crap, that was an enemy pilot. When you see a shimmer, most of the time you're not sure what you really seen. Sometimes it can just be a friendly pilot, but that gives you that split second to react and kill that pilot by the time they realize what the heck is going on. Now, the invisibility cloak is not all powerful. It's very powerful, but it's not all powerful. It does have its counters. One of the biggest counters is going to be the sonar pulse. The other counter is also going to be the map hack. And the last counter, which is the counter I actually talked about in an earlier video, is going to be the decoys, the holo pilots. And that's only because most people, even when they're invisible, they're going to be camping. And when that holo pilot goes in, they're going to assume it's a pilot and they're going to shoot at it. And that's going to be a counter to that. Now, the sonars are not perfect. You still, for the most part, remain invisible, but you're going to be flickering. So in some cases, a person may not notice you until you flicker, and then you can then shoot them and kill them, which still gives you a technical advantage. It's the same thing with the map hack. You will flicker, which will interfere with your invisibility, but it won't completely negate your invisibility. As explained earlier in this particular video, the invisibility cloak lasts 15 seconds. Now, I would recommend pairing this with the power cell so that you can get it within 15 seconds, because it takes 15 seconds with the power cell to come back, to cool down for it to come back. And you need to be smart on how you use this. Don't just use this at any point in time. Use this in a situation where you suspect somebody's going to be coming up on you. You're going to have your spider sense tingling. And then once you feel that spider sense tingle, you go invisible. And when you are invisible, you just sit in a spot and wait for them to come, or at least wait for it to wear off. Once it wears off, then you can go about your business. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this particular video. If you like this video, make sure you smack that like button. If you hate this video, make sure you hit that dislike button. If you want to talk more about the invisibility cloak and how you use it in gameplay, please leave it in the comments below. I would love to know how you particularly use this particular tactical ability. I know you can use it very well in like Pilot v Pilot. It helps out a lot in Pilot v Pilot as well. And if you want to know more about Titanfall 2 content, subscribe to this channel, and remember, your life is a fantasy.